Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the best universities for sociology in 2021. Now, A-level results have just come out. Congrats to everyone. Don't worry if you haven't got the one that you wanted. I'm sure it will all work out for you. But today in this video, as I said, we'll be tackling what are the best universities. I'll be going through general uni advice on how to pick the best university for you, including university guides, etc., and then also telling you what universities I apply to and also my top tips on how to pick the right one for you. So my general advice for picking university is just don't stress about it. I know this is very cliche, and in hindsight, I can definitely say that this, is a big choice, is a big decision for you. However, it is not going to be the be all and end all of your life, right? Just because you're stepping onto this path doesn't mean that you can't change it in the future. So just know that wherever you end up is going to be where it is the best place for you, regardless of where that is. And the second piece of advice I have is university guides aren't everything. You know, when you look up best universities for sociology on Google or on YouTube, a lot of guides come up. And obviously, these are a good place to start, a good place to have a look at what is out there and where people are recommending. But don't just look at the overall score and go for what is out there. So, as an example, I'll walk you through what are the best universities according to a few university guides. So, according to the Complete University Guide UK, the top universities for sociology in 2021 were Oxford University, University of Cambridge, and University of Bath. Woohoo! And in the Guardian Guide to the Best Universities for Sociology in 2021, it was University of Cambridge, University of Bristol, University of Manchester, and the University of Bath. And for the QS World Rankings Guide, the best universities in the world for sociology apparently are Harvard in the US, University of Cambridge, and London School of Economics. Now, looking at the overall score is really good because it gives you a way of just, an overall picture. However, as I said, they aren't the be all and end all. Look carefully at all the other categories they have for determining what makes them a good university. So is it student ranking? Is it the teaching? Is it the research? So you've got to really determine what is important for you. As for what universities I applied for, this was in 2017, so 4 years ago now, which is insane to think about. So I actually had to go back to my UCAS track to remember which ones I applied for. So obviously my first choice was University of Bath, which is where I studied. Secondly, I chose University of Manchester, which was my insurance choice. And then I also applied for University of Southampton, the University of Sheffield, and the University of Exeter. Now, the following tips I'm going to give you are exactly how I broke down what university was going to be good for me and which ones I was going to apply. So now let's go through my best tips on how to decide on the right university for you, because every single person's preferences, every person's situation is completely different. So it's not right to just look at those university ranking guides. So obviously those are a good place to start and find out what are the good universities for sociology. But the things that are going to be affecting you personally and individually are things like location, whether it's a campus or a city uni, or most importantly for me, the course modules and the optional modules. So location wise, is it far from where you live? Are you going to have to fly to a different country? Are you going to have to take a train? Can you live at home? Because the location affects a lot of things. It affects the amount of student loan you're going to be able to take out if you're taking that out. It will affect how often you can come home if that is something that you want, whether you can move out. So that is really important to decide and evaluate for yourself. For myself, I really wanted to move out. And so looking outside of London was the most important for me. And the majority of the universities that are good for sociology are outside of London. So that wasn't really a difficult decision. But in terms of location, I didn't want to be like in Scotland because home for me is around London. So ideally, I didn't want it to be that far. And the furthest one that I chose, I think, was Manchester, although Exeter's also kind of far away. But you can take a train there directly from London, so it's not that far, if that makes sense. Secondly, you want to think about whether it's a campus or a city uni. A campus uni means it is pretty much self-contained in an area of land. So think of a school but just bigger and has all the buildings in one kind of area. I don't know if I'm making sense, but if I show you the campus map of University of Bath, then you'll understand like everything is just in one big area. It's not kind of scattered all over the place. So a city uni might be Bristol because it's buildings and university halls and things like that are like in different places in the city. And I will also put a picture of the University of Manchester's campus because it's more like a city campus in that it's kind of integrated in the city, whereas a lot of universities are in their own campus. That's why it's called campus. And I think the most important factor for me was actually the course modules. So it has to fit what you like, because some universities will place more emphasis on research, more emphasis on quantitative research, or more emphasis on policy, which is what Bath did in first year. And so what you're going to want to do is to go to the page of the university where they talk about the sociology degrees and see exactly what the modules they offer are. They may call them like units, like Bath does. But you'll be able to see what kind of topics they offer, whether you're interested in those, and whether those are the things that you would be willing to study during your 3 or 4 years of uni. Because you have to be interested in it for you to enjoy, first of all, and also do well. So that's why I would really recommend you looking at the course modules in order to make your decision. So that's how I would decide what universities are best for myself if I were to do it all over again back in 2017 when I was stressing about what university I should apply for. So hopefully this helped you make a better decision, make a better informed decision about where you're going to be studying university, where you're going to be studying sociology. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, any recommendations that you want me to give about your specific situation, then just let me know in the comments below. But with all that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye.